Hey everybody, it's me and the Minnie, and today I'm going to be reading a creepypasta. This story freaks me out a lot. Today I'll be reading Jeff the Killer. Okay, so let's do this. Excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous, unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous, unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and I shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That doesn't make sense. Is that grammar? And tried to get back to sleep. I don't know. English, though my first language, I'm okay at it. That's when I had a strange feeling like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in the little ray of light illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of eyes. These weren't regular eyes. They were dark and ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said it in only a way a madman could speak. A madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked. I punched. I rolled around, trying to knock him off of me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police. I like how, somebody says go to sleep with you, and you scream. You just scream. Yeah. Don't try and do anything. You scream. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash, like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing, I will never forget that face, those cold, evil eyes, and that psychotic smile. They will never leave never. Oh God, they will never leave my head. Police are still on the lookout for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department. Okay, so I guess it's like an excerpt from a magazine or something. Now we have this story. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother, Lou, L-I-U, sorry. I've never seen those three letters together, and I hope I never will again. Lou. Okay. Couldn't complain, though. A new, better house. What was not to love? As they were unpacked, one of their neighbors came by. Okay, I think the person who wrote this doesn't understand grammar, or I just can't read. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you." "Well, I just want to introduce myself Literally! Okay, it makes no sense. She turns around and calls her son over. "Billy, these are our new neighbors." Billy said hi. Screw Billy. And ran back to play in his yard. His yard, because he paid for that house that's probably $1 million. His yard, his house, his story. "Well," said Jeff's mom, "I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter, and my two sons, Jeff and you." They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. You just invite random people to your son's birthday. That's how people get murdered. I understand this story better now. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said that they would love to. When Jeff and his family are done packing, Jeff went up to his mom. "Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid." Those two things, don't relate to each other, but I guess it makes sense in a story. Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. But what if you don't? I don't interact with my neighbors because there's a very good chance one of them could be a psychotic killer. And I'm like trying to live till I'm 24. Like that's like benchmark age. If I get there, I'll be happy. Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should just show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. Now we're going to that party, and that's final. Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at the ceiling, and suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. Probably had to fart. He had his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. I'm gonna drink some water, because the next day, Jeff walked down the stairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. Okay. As he sat there, it's like the story doesn't know which time it is, like present, past, future. None of this makes sense. As he sat there eating his breakfast, he once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Little finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them. I'm just thinking about this, like 2 boys, maybe like 5 something. I'm not sure how old they are. And this kid on a skateboard just jumps over these. Only inches above. Oh no, jumped over their laps. But like, where would you have gone? Was he like sitting in the corner and then jumped over them? Or did he jump to the corner with the skateboard? This story needs help. They sat there waiting for the bus. Then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell? The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands. The kid seems to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans. So we already know that this kid is a total douche. Because Aeropostale jeans. Aeropostale. Yeah. Oh, God. This story. Well. It looks like we've got some new meat. Takes out a fork and well. Looks like we've got some new meat. This be even better if this kid with the skateboard was like gay. Wow, darling. Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge. Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce us. Grammar is not this story's like specialty. Over there is Keith. Jeff looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face, like he's doped up, like dopey, like the Smurf. I'm pretty sure it was like what? That he would expect a sidekick to have. And he's Troy. They looked over to the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. And I, said the first kid, am Randy. Now, for all the kids in the neighborhood, there's a small price for a bus fare, if you catch my drift. Lul stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him. Tisk, 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 tisk. I had hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way. The kid walked up to Lul and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong. A burning sensation. He stood up, but face roll gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. Listen here, you little punk. Give me back my bro's wallet or else. Randy put the wallet back in his pocket. And pulled out his own knife. Oh, and what will you do? Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. How do you break somebody's wrist? And how come the kid with the knife didn't like just stab him? It's like, okay, you have a knife, but you're not going to use it. Randy screamed, and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy, I guess his name is Tony now, and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed. That's not how you spell rushed. I'm pretty sure there's at least an E in there. Like, no E, okay. I'm not going to question this anymore. Rushed him too. But Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach. And Troy went down as he fell. I'm pretty sure Troy didn't feel that if he's as fat as they say he was. Or was Keith the fat one? You know, they're dumb lackeys. We don't need to ask questions. As he fell, he puked all over. You could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. Jeff, how'd you? That was all he said. They saw the bus coming and they knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing. They weren't on the bus the whole time? Jesus! And saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lola made it to school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lulu just thought that his brother beating up a few kids. But Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. He got the feeling. He felt proud it was. The urge to just hurt someone. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school. Even as he walked home. Oh no, this story has destroyed my ability to read. Oh God. Even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus. He couldn't take the bus. Okay. Bus stop. And how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore. Oh, it was explained in the next sentence, I guess. He felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice, literally, you could play a drinking game about it. How many times the word ominous is said in this? Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 17. Is there no other words for ominous? Can you not open a thesaurus, go to the word ominous, and look? This has made me angry. It's making me angry. It was a wonderful day. Next morning, he heard a knock at his front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look. Jeff, these officers told me that you attacked 3 kids, that it wasn't regular fighting, that they were stabbed. Stabbed, son? Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. Mom, they're the ones who pulled the knives on me and Lowell. Son, said one of the cops, we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach, and we have a witness proving that you fled the scene. Now, what does that tell us? Jeff knew it was no use. How he could say him and Jeff Lana Jeff had been attacked, but there was no proof. It was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing because, truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lola. Son, calm down your brother. Son, calm down your brother? Wait, no? Lou wasn't even here. What's happening? This doesn't... Okay. Son, calm down your brother. That doesn't sound like the right... Okay. This story makes no sense. Jeff couldn't do it, since it was him who beat up all the kids. All the kids. All 3 of them. Sir, it was me. It was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me. The cop looked at his partner, and they both nod. Well, kid looks like a year in juvie. Wait, says Lola. They all look to him, see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them on Leo. It was me. I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it. He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises as if he was in a struggle. Son, just put the knife down, said the officer. Lola held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put his hands up and walked over to the cops. No, Lola, it was me. I did it. Jeff had tears running down his face. Oh, poor bro. Trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away. Yeah, I don't have siblings, but even if I did, I wasn't gonna take the blame for them. Who do you think I am? They got themselves in trouble. It's like, how idiotic are you to be like, oh no, it wasn't him, it was me. Would you do that if you're like 30 years old and he was being convicted for murder? Would you? I guess I'll never understand the relationship that siblings have. I really hope I don't have siblings. I was the one who beat up those kids. Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulders. Jeff, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Lou. You can stop me. You can stop. Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off. Is it like present or past? It's like there's was's and then there's speeds and oh god. This story is as confused as I am. Speeds off with Lola inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway, seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong. Son, what is it? Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the doorway. After an hour or so, Jeff, how's your face not shriveled up from the lack of water after crying for an hour straight? She was like, You were the only thing keeping me going. He couldn't sit. Seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed, he couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by with no word from Lou at JDC. No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until... Are you okay? Is a ghost trying to do something to this? Are they mad at me? What is happening? Do you need help? I'm talking to a flame. What has happened? The story is making me crazy. 2 days went by with no word from Lola at JDC, no friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday, when Jeff is woke up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face. Sunshiny face. Is she like so bright you can't look her in the face? Like if you look at her, will you go blind? Jeff, it's the day, she said as she opened up the curtains and let the light flood into his room. What's today? Asked Jeff as he stirs awake. Stirs awake? Oh god. Why, it's Billy's party. He was now fully awake. Why'd she like southern now? Why, it's Billy's party. He was now fully awake. That wasn't southern, that was more like dying. Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's bathtub? Some kid's bathtub. Just imagine that's how birthdays went. Like, you invited people over to your house and just go to your bathtub and just stare at the bathtub. Some kid's party after. There's a long pause. Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now, get dressed. Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up. Did he like... when he walked downstairs, we covered with bruises from like... He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked down the stairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought, why would they wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party? Son, is that all you're going to wear? Said Jeff's mom. Better than wearing too much, he said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile. My mother would never do that. Just, if you're gonna yell at your kid, yell at a kid. What's it gonna do to you? Just yell. Only if it is your kid. Don't yell at some random kid walking down the street. I think that's how you get somebody mad at you. I think that's how you get somebody mad at you. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression. Or you just come there like halfway drunk. That's how you make a good first impression. Said his father. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room. I don't have any fancy clothes. He yelled downstairs. Just pick out something, called his mother, who looked around his closet for something that he would call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts. Now, which would go with dress pants? Finally found a white hoodie and put it on. You're wearing that, they both said. His mother looked at her watch. Oh no, no time to change. Let's just go, she said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. Screw Billy. House. They knocked on the door, and it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids. Kids are out in the yard. Jeff, how about you and go and meet some of them? Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. He might as well be standing in Toys R Us. Okay. Toys R Us. Suddenly a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and hat. Hey, wanna play? There's a W in that word when there shouldn't be a W in that word. Is it supposed to be like a kid has a lisp? Oh, why is there a W in that? Why? It could be play. It could be freaking Jamaica. I don't know. No, kid. I'm too old for this stuff. You're never too old to play with plastic guns. Never too old. Never too old. Especially if you're a ghost and you died playing plastic. Wait. This makes no sense. No, kid, I'm way too old for this stuff. The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face. Please, said the kid. Fine, said Jeff. He put on the hat and started to pretend to shoot at kids. At first, he thought it was totally ridiculous. Okay. Then he started to actually have fun. It may have not been super cool, but it was the first time he'd done something that took his mind off of blah. So we played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise. Then it hit me. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. Jeff dropped the fake gun, and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred. Hello, Jeff, is it? He said, we have some unfinished business. Oh, God. Jeff saw his bruised nose. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. Oh, no, I didn't go for even. I go for winning. You may have kickstart. A word I'm not allowed to say that day. But not today. As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and they both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming. Parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets. This escalated way too quickly. Went from fake guns to real guns. No one interrupts or guts will fly, they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff. What is he? The only one with a knife. He could have had a gun too. This story would have been way different, I hope. And stabbed into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabbed his foot and twisted it, causing Randy to fall to the ground, just stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him. Need some help? He picks Jeff up by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tries to stand, he's kicked to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood. Where was this strength? The timeline in the story confuses me. Come on, Jeff, fight me. He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Why are none of the parents... Oh, yeah, the whole gun thing. But if you saw your kid getting beat to a bloody pulp and probably gonna die, you're just gonna stand there like, oh no, they've got guns. You're like 3 feet taller than them. It's just like, okay. Come on, Jeff, fight me. He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes glass over Jeff's head. Fight! He throws Jeff back into the living room. Come on, Jeff, look at me. Jeff glances up, his face riddled with blood. I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and now you're just gonna sit there and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed. Jeff starts to get up. Oh, finally, you stand and fight. Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his vodka. blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, the one which he hasn't felt for a while. Yeah, a whole week. Woo! Finally, he's up, says Randy as he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs Randy and pile drives him to the ground. He gets on top of him and punches him straight in the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart. I know this is like a story, but I'm pretty sure that's not possible unless you have like really bad heart conditions. And even then, I'm still pretty sure that's not possible. As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies. Everyone is looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kids, even Troy and Keith, easily they break from their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him. Each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind as they let their final rounds of bullets. As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs the tile rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready. Troy sings his knife. Ah! Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. I hope the towel rack gets banged into my face, cause I don't want to read this anymore. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He's more agile than Troy, though, and ducks when Jeff swings the tile rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. Why would you drop the knife? The only weapon you had! You know, like, some stories just don't make any sense. But then there's the characters that are just dumb. This is like a really bad horror movie. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burnt both of them, and they both started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes as best as he could. He pulled the tile whack. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it against Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous spat. The word ominous! I swear if I see it one more time! What's so funny? Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on. What's so funny? He said. It's that you're covered in bleach and alcohol. Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw his lighter at him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol and the vodka. Oh yeah, the vodka's back now. Well, the alcohol burned him. The bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible screech as he caught on fire. He tried to roll out the fire, rolling in more bleach. But it was no use. The alcohol made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire. This girl is on fire. I dropped to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. When Jeff woke up, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but felt a cast on his shoulder, stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized there was a tube on his arm, and when he tried to get up, it fell out and a nurse rushed in. I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said as she put him back in the bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed to trying to attack you, they decided to let Lola go. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. They came the day where his bandages were to be removed. This story has destroyed every piece of me. His family was all there to see what he would look like as the doctors unwrap the bandage. You need multiple doctors to unwrap the bandages. This is like a precise, very, very important occupation. Surgery? It's like almost as like like Precious is like a neurologist, a brain surgery, like you need to be like really skilled to do this, really skilled. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover of his face was almost removed. "Let's hope for the best," said the doctor. He quickly pulls off the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Lowell and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. "Well, what happened to my face?" He rushed out of the bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of distress. His face, it's horrible. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color. His hair was singed from brown to black. I'm pretty sure hair color doesn't do that. I'm pretty sure it'd just be like gone. But okay. He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back at the mirror. "Jeff," said Lowell, "it's not that bad." "Not that bad?" said Jeff. "It's perfect." His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. "Jeff, are you okay?" "Okay, I've never felt more happy. Ha ha ha. Look at me. This goes perfectly with me." He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. "What caused this?" "Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. Now he is left as a crazy killing machine. That is his parents didn't know." "Doctor," Jeff's mom said, "is my son all right, in the head?" "Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken a very large amount of painkillers. If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test." I have a feeling they're not going to have time between when he murders people, but okay. "Oh, thank you, doctor," Jeff's mother said. Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. "Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go." Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face still formed into a crazy smile. "Okay, mommy. Okay, mommy. Hey!" His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. "This is what came in," said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. Now they are clean of blood and now stitched together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that this was the final day of their life. Told you there wouldn't be a amount of time before when he murders them, but okay. Just okay. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. "Jeff, what are you doing?" "Yeah, ask the child who's clearly insane or like not right in the head at that point. Are you okay?" Instead of calming your senses, turning and walking away. "Jeff, what are you doing?" asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. "I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever." Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed and black. "Jeff, your eyes." His eyes were seemingly never closing. "I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I can forever see myself. My new face." Okay, Jeff's mother slowly started to back away. Finally, you're just gonna, okay, maybe now I should back away. Don't ask questions. You should have walked away. Just not ask a question, not made him know you were there. Just look at him, see that he was clearly not okay anymore, turn around and leave. Forget about the rest of your family, just go. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. "Yeah, lady, we've guessed it." "What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful?" "Yes, son," she said. "Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face." He ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. "Honey, get the gun." She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife. "Mommy, you lied." That's the last thing they heard as Jeff rushes them with a knife, gutting them both. His brother, woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of summer, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou! Okay, that's the name of Lou thrashed here and tried to escape. In there, trying to escape from Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff. Shh, Jeff said. Just go to sleep. That's the end of the story. I could go further down on this page, but there's the image of Jeff that haunts me, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see me doing this again. Anyway, bye.